Hey everyone, it's day 3 of free coaching for the next 30 days. And I'm really excited to bring our next topic, which is on fat and the importance of fat. And fat really has a bad rap. Everyone thinks if you eat it, you're just going to put more fat on. Just the word association with, hey, if you're overweight and stuff, people call you fat and everything. So you have a bad relationship with fat and the actual fat that you eat. But in reality, fat doesn't cause you to gain more weight. What happens is you have to actually eat more calories than you burn off. So as long as you're eating in a moderation, you're not going to be putting on, and you can actually lose weight and everything. So, and fat is actually one of the main things that you absolutely need to survive. Use it for your cells and recovery, and as well as your brain. And if you don't get these things, your health will deteriorate really fast. Like, you must get them no matter what. So these are essential. Like, you need them no matter what. So we need to get away from the storyline of fat is bad, fat is this, fat is that, and actually learn to eat them properly. And there is some fats that are really bad for you, and they are actually should be avoided at all costs. And that's, say, trans fats. Trans fats were made to replace when there was this big dilemma that they said, hey, saturated fats are bad and we should stay away from them. So they came up with the trans fats. And these are extremely bad for you. They cause a lot of inflammation, and they are really help increase cancer rates and a whole bunch of chronic diseases, which we just do not need. So if you can, just try to avoid them as much as possible. And the thing is, a lot of people that have actually high diets and fats are really healthy, and you can really manage that. A lot of people that are good for is people with diabetes, people that are overweight, and things like that. They're going to help a lot, and it's going to reduce hunger, because fats are really satiating, not as much as proteins, but they are really satiating and filling and everything. Things that might not be good for if you're having a high fat diet is actually athletes. Athletes shouldn't be consuming high fat diets. They should be more carbs and everything. So let's try to stick to the fats if you're not going for the performance goals, but actually going for more of a weight loss goals, and trying to just balance it out. But you can get too much fat if you're eating it in a poor way. So say if we're getting processed food, and like we're getting most of our fats from processed food, it's going to not be good for us. We need to be trying to get from whole foods and everything, because it's going to reduce inflammation and everything like that. And really try to stay away from high processed foods like, say, corn oil, canola oil, things like that. Go more towards avocado oil, olive oil. Like, just think, they make olive oil just by squeezing the olive, and that's what they use. Versus like canola oil, they got to process down into sludge and all this stuff, and it gets really bad. And you get a really bad inflammation response. And they don't have a very high temperature that you can use. If you heat them up too much, they cause inflammation in your gut. So it's best to use more of a saturated fat to actually cook with. If you're going to be doing any kind of cooking, stick to saturated fats. That's going to help you a ton. And it's going to be extremely important to try to balance things. Like, you shouldn't be just going crazy and eating a bunch of, say, animal fats, and your fats are through the roof and everything. We want to have a nice balanced diet. We want to have consistency. And yeah, it's okay to have some processed food and everything like that, but just try to avoid having majority of your processed food like this. It's going to really help in the long run. And if you can avoid it completely, go ahead. That's going to be the end-all, be-all, best thing you can do. But just realize that fats are extremely important for our diet. They give us energy, they store, and everything. So they are, like, fats and carbs are the things that you can have variance in. They have adjustment. You can have 1 week that's higher in carbs, 1 week that's higher in fat, And it's not going to matter too much as long as you're under that calorie threshold of what you're at. So don't worry about it too much. Just try your best to eat natural foods, things that aren't processed as much. And we're really going to start to feel a lot better. Digestion's going to get better. And I forgot also to say is high-fat diets are really good for people with gut health because carbohydrates are a fuel source. And when you use that fuel source in your stomach, if you have any kind of bacteria, it feeds the bacteria and creates more inflammation in the gut and makes everything worse. So that is something also really important if you have any gut issues. And the majority of us do have gut issues. So it tends to be better to have a higher fat diet. As long as you're getting your protein and everything should be good. And I'm excited to talk to you tomorrow and bring the next lesson. So make sure to like the video and talk to you later, okay? Bye.